Hello Tank Commanders, welcome back to another Bad Mother 888 presentation. Today we're going to be talking about the base capture strategy for the new revamped Vineyards map. Most of you would have noticed by now that the WoT Blitz developers have updated the Vineyards map. They've made it more bright. It's not as dark as it used to be, so it's a little bit easier to look around the entire map. But also they have moved a number of buildings, which makes both base A and B a lot easier to capture without having to deal with enemy fire while you're doing it. So as a result of these changes, this is the best strategy to approach the Vineyards map for capturing bases and winning more games. Firstly, your light tanks, depending on which side of the map you're spawning on, should immediately go for base A or B. One or maximum two light tanks should go for A or B, depending on which side you're starting at. The rest of the tanks should all go for base C. What I have found is that, for whatever reason, most of the enemies will go for bases A or B entirely. They'll send the entire fleet of tanks to A or B depending on which side that they spawn on, and they usually leave C empty. So this gives you the opportunity, the odds are in your favor to follow the strategy which I mentioned at the beginning. Send your light tanks to base A if you're spawning on the same side as me in this map. If you're spawning on the opposite side, send your light tank to base B and send your heavy tanks all to base C. Typically, you will encounter no resistance at base C or perhaps relatively light resistance. So again, the odds are in your favor of winning this map by following this new strategy. You must always, though, capture base A or B, and it's very easy now. With the reconfiguration of the buildings, there is no resistance to you capturing those bases depending on which side of the map you're starting from. You can see in this example my team has captured bases A and C, and now we're comfortably defending those bases and picking off the enemy slowly. The Supremacy point clock is ticking against the enemy, so they are now in a mad rush to try to catch up, capture bases A, or try to kill us off. You can see that the enemy in this particular case made a big mistake. They focused on capturing bases B only, and as a result, the Supremacy clock has stopped and they've lost the game, and they had 3 tanks that actually were hardly damaged at all. Can you imagine the burn that the players on the red team are feeling at the end of that game? They had every opportunity to battle and perhaps even win the game, but they wasted it because they focused on the wrong bases and their team was sitting back and not attacking.